Web3.tv.
Hello, what's up? And welcome back to another interview at the Traders Brawl podcast. I'm Adel, the host, and today we have a special guest with us and a good friend of mine, Sandra Reivik from Estonia. Sandra, how are you doing?
I'm doing really good. I'm happy to be here.
Yes, let me read out your bio so that the audience knows a bit of context who you are. So Sandra is an AI educator and consultant at AIPowerment, whose mission is to empower individuals and businesses to develop practical AI skills. She specializes in the practical application of AI tools in business to boost competitiveness and advance employee professional development. Sandra, you've educated over 10,000 people in Estonia through a mix of online academic courses. And now you are here in Dubai with us today. So, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, I want to know a bit about you. Maybe we hear from your side, your story. What's your story and what brings you here today?
Yes. I think we met, it was already 2.5 years ago. I was still deeply involved in the blockchain sector.
Yes.
I was in the venture capital world, building an advisory arm for one of the VC funds. And I think I had this understanding with seeing the things in technology, meaning in artificial intelligence, how fast it was. Around the time when ChatGPT came out, 2022, November, where I started to observe in X as well what was going on. And then I started to see quite fast how much it can change the way we work in everyday lives. And I think with blockchain, we see currently when we went to Bitcoin MENA, for example, we have Eric Trump on the stage speaking about the thing. But it took time. It's been taking time now over many years, right? But with AI, I really saw how the people's lives will be influenced in a faster pace than with the blockchain, right? So I had a great opportunity in Estonia to start building an academic course for business professionals, first of its kind in Estonia, in the private university that I went to. And I guess that kickstarted my journey of doing trainings in companies, like from real estate companies to business media companies, all the different sectors that I have worked with, seeing the worries that the people actually have with the transition that we're going through. And I guess now my main focus in UAE is to actually expand the offerings that I have, because yes, my name is quite well known. I'm kind of called as the AI queen of Estonia, but here we know the market is much more competitive, and of course the information flow that you're having access, it's a place to be. It's another level indeed. Yeah.
No, well done on that. You're not the only person I've met who has made this transition from Web3 to AI, because when I've noticed some of the people I met in the Web3 space, when I met them again, and I checked their website, instead of IO, it's AI at the end of it.
Yeah.
Not only that, but they sort of rebranded to be an AI company because that's the new trend. And they are very quick to catch the new trend, because if not, then they get, no longer relevant.
Indeed.
So it's very a practical move.
Yes, I do believe that as well. I'm still a firm believer in technology and in blockchain, but it's just I found my own way to create value for the community in Estonia and now more globally. So it's been a natural flow of things.
Definitely. And since the rise of ChatGPT, we've seen many others that have come up in the space, like Sora AI, Gemini, if it's called that.
Yes, from Google.
Oh my God, so many. And I use it myself. It's been, I don't go a day without it because I need ideas and I just use it as a tool. And then of course I improvise based on it, but I use it as a guideline and a template to, if I'm drafting, legal documents or drafting an agreement between two parties, it's really helpful. So
yes,
I'm wondering from your side, did ChatGPT, was that the first thing that inspired your journey, or did you have some knowledge before ChatGPT?
No, actually, I think I first encountered the different AI tools even before ChatGPT came out, which
Oh.
were related to the picture generating AI avatars. But of course, at that time, they were nothing to compare to the tools that we have right now, where my LinkedIn profile picture could be AI avatar, which seems to be me, but it's actually not, right? But I think when ChatGPT came around, I started to look more deeply into the technological sides of things, understanding, of course, the different AI models, what is the cycle to develop for an organization something from scratch. But there is still, what you mentioned, using ChatGPT as your kind of daily assistant. There is still a lot of upskilling needed to be done for the employees in the organizations, and not even needing to go that deep into, all of the large language model training process and all of these things. You can gain so much value and the competitive edge if you know the different tools from different categories that are out there for videos, text to image, text to video, the large language model, ChatGPT, Gemini that you mentioned, Anthropic, Claude. It's just, I think you have to have that first initial interaction in terms of taking one of your workflows that you have, trying it out, experimenting, and then naturally you understand how it can benefit you. And we have come a long way from, when ChatGPT was released and the masses kind of came on board. But of course, the development of this technology has been now 69 years back, where the first time AI as a term was mentioned.
69 years
69,
ago. Oh.
yes. And yeah, so...
It's funny, I don't remember the name of this, but I do remember when I was in high school, the first time I was exposed to an AI thing was when I think Microsoft launched an AI tool. I don't know if it was Microsoft or Twitter. And Microsoft launched it, and I think it interacted on Twitter for some time. But based on its interaction with Twitter, individuals were commenting on the AI tool. And it changed the AI tool into swearing, into being very malicious and bad because of humans teaching it what to do.
Yeah.
And then it was immediately shut down. It was a trial run, and then it was shut down. I'm going to find out after the show. But that was the first time I saw this. I was like, okay, they're trying to launch a bot. I didn't even use the word AI, just a bot to try and teach it how to interact with people. Unfortunately, they saw the best side of human nature, and humans who interacted with it taught it bad things to do, and it repeated bad things. It started swearing, it started being rude, and just inappropriate.
Yeah.
And they shut it down. Now, fast forward to today, we're using, any website I've come across, like a big website, has a chatbot already included, even before AI was there. Banking systems, automated stuff. And now we're using it at a retail level where everyone's using it for their everyday jobs. Now, my question to you, you've taught over 10,000 people, you mentioned, around AI. What do you find most rewarding about this work?
I think when I've come across, I have done mentoring programs in organizations, 3 months working closely with the marketing team, because that's been my niche that I've been focusing on. And after 3 months, seeing some of the people in the team speaking about these topics and sharing that knowledge publicly on stages, and for example, the business media company that I worked with closely, the marketing head, is now doing her own teaching and kind of paying it forward. So I think seeing that knowledge that I have given, being a kind of a gatekeeper to some of the knowledge in Estonia, then this being paid forward through their own activities, that's been, I guess, most rewarding. But also, I guess, me holding people's hand to do the first steps. There's been so many feedback that I have received, There are some mental barriers that we have with these tools, and the fear and the risks that come with it. So just kind of being able to lower those mental barriers, giving 1, 2, 3 steps to get started, and then there is so much to be gained from that.
Let's say in a scenario where everybody is using AI and using it as a tool to enhance and develop their responses, their work, their efficiency, then we find ourselves in an AI world. So what happens in this AI world? Is the goal to just be an AI consuming population, everybody using AI on each other? Your AI, my AI, his AI, her AI. What's the scenario? What's that going to look like?
Yeah, I think that aspect of us having AI assistants, even Gartner, the global firm, has stated that in 2025 we will have 50% of the workforce, knowledge workers, using some sort of an AI assistant. And it's not that we have to develop it ourselves fully. It's more that it's the tools that we're using on a daily basis. Microsoft, Google, all of the different tools and services out there are integrating AI functionalities. So I feel it's more us understanding how to go by side with these assistants, understanding how human comes into the loop. Because I also see a lot of content creation that is kind of being done on LinkedIn. Most probably all of us have seen content which is like, you understand it's AI generated.
Yeah.
But how can you smartly use this by, giving context about your company, for example? There are all different sorts of ways how you can actually bring that unique touch to it. But I guess it's, I oftentimes at the speaking engagements that I do mention that, could you currently imagine life without internet? Us, I think the younger generation maybe can kind of feel that I don't think that it's kind of possible to operate in a working environment, right? But I think soon we will also have the feeling that we cannot operate without those AI assistants or these AI functionalities within these environments that we're operating in.
Very true.
So it's more just kind of understanding how it plays into your life, how it can optimize your life, and becoming, also I think you still have to become tech savvy, because we are 100%. In the future moving more and more towards having technological advancements which will be influencing all different levels in the society.
That question is a great reminder, imagining life without internet. It's a great reminder that, I have a mobile phone because of the internet. If there's no internet, I don't use my mobile phone to call so much. I use WhatsApp call. Even with VPN, I use WhatsApp call. Telegram communities are there. Social media. I'm a content creator. I like to think that my phone is like an extension of the human body. And it's really sad to say this, but that is, we use our phones every day.
Yes.
And as part of using your phones, you're using internet every day. 5G, or whether you're connected to the internet, Wi-Fi, you're still using internet.
Yes.
So taking away the internet and also taking away the phone, it would be I can't really imagine, a very difficult world to live in, because my life is based on it. All my personal branding doesn't come from the physical. I mean, it does to some extent as an MC, a host, but to show that online for other people to see that I was there on this particular day, on this snapshot, they need to see it through the internet. There's no other way.
True.
Right?
True.
And now with the internet, captioning it, posting it, publishing it, that's AI tools as well that can be used to help with that. So you're right. Now the lines are going to be blurred between internet and AI, because they're both going to be attached with each other.
And us being also able to interact only not through text, right? Those large language models, meaning that we can interact in human language, right? But also these lines are already becoming more wider, meaning that the AI systems are able to understand different inputs, outputs, because I think 2024 has been the multimodal kind of era where we have seen the expansion or the development of large language models, but we have becoming more and more in interaction through different means with these AI systems, and them, I don't know, it kind of expanding its capabilities to understand human psyche and beingness. So I think there's a lot to be learned from the interactions that we're going to be having with these systems. And I just recently listened in an airport podcast about how the society will be influenced, but also the human psyche interacting with the different AI systems out there. We have character AI, which is actually number 2 application on the internet in the AI world, and it's chatbots interacting with chatbots, right?
Okay.
Yes. So how these interactions, because it's massive how many people are interacting with these chatbots, how this will be influencing the psyche of ours, meaning we'll be so used to being constantly 24/7 able to speak with someone, which has benefits, but also on the other side, what kind of questions it raises related to actual human physical connections and all of these different topics, which I think we would need hours to discuss.
Yes. There's one good use case with that, though, with the lack of human touch, which is, I think, a UK firm, I can't remember the name, recently launched an AI tool to particularly target scams.
Yes.
Yeah, you heard about that?
Yeah, the grandmother.
The grandma. What's it called?
I don't remember the name, but I saw the campaign. But the grandma kind of taking the phone from these people who want to scam people and just like,
wasting their time.
Exactly. And then, there were great statistics that were showcasing how much time they are taking away from these people who are using, who are thinking of scamming people. So it's great
that this grandma can talk to millions at once.
Exactly.
There's no time, space, restriction or limitation.
Exactly.
It can talk to millions at once. That's one good use case.
And also, when we discussed about ChatGPT, having this as your daily assistant at work, for example, if you want to brainstorm about one marketing campaign and thinking through what could be the best, ways of approaching that, before maybe you would discuss that with your colleagues, which would be in the working hours usually, right? But now you can have these interactions 24/7 with the assistant of yours, right? So it's also a totally different shift that we're seeing.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Coming back to your career in AI, what are the biggest challenges? Now, coming to the topic of AI, what are the biggest challenges in making AI education accessible to people who are not in first world countries? Would you say?
First world
because they may not know so much about AI. First world countries they know. The third world countries they may not know so much about AI. So how can you make your education or this education accessible to them?
I mean, with the third world countries, they having their access to their mobile phones, education will change the way you can interact with those systems and have that as a helper to, research about any topic you kind of want to. That will change in terms of how the educational landscape changes. But I maybe can give you an answer from the organizational view, how process of upskilling or the change management can happen. And we actually have to have the people top down on board with the understanding how the different areas, departments within the organization are going to be changing. Them wanting to, of course, them caring about their people and wanting to do the upskilling through different educational courses or just experimenting within the team and having those open discussions, right? But I think there's a lot to do with someone still, we call them champions within the organization, but also on a societal level, we have to have those champions who are going to take that lead and then making that maybe technically complex topic and synthesizing that and then bringing that to the people. So, of course, because we still want to have that human interaction, it's easier to take it from sometimes from a person to learn and get that feeling of understanding of okay, we are on this journey together. And but there is a lot to do with having the people in the organizations top down on board with the need of upskilling, and then of course then bringing that resources and supporting the transition.
I also think that if this does hit the third world country level, this may also lead to them challenging education systems, thinking that they may not need education as such anymore. They may not need to do exams anymore because these AI tools are already more than enough and more than equipped for them to take on the world, to take on jobs, to take on, and maybe even come up with their own whatever AI tool that could revolutionize certain industries. What does this do now for education and now the faculty of university? Does this cause a potential threat to even wanting to pay 100,000 for a course?
Yeah, we actually have, because I also have a podcast in Estonia, and we have had really high-level people there speaking about education. And there is a lot of changes that they're doing on academic level, changing the different majors and having some sort of an AI module in that throughout the whole university. Of course, it's not so widely spread over the Estonian landscape yet, but it's being seen on the academic level. And of course, a lot of teachers, and they come to us because they see how students are using ChatGPT but then how, and we usually share it with them, how they can start changing the way they put the points out for a certain kind of a course or whatever, by them bringing maybe people into open discussions in the classroom, so they cannot, use the ChatGPT for that or that essay, but having in the classroom discussions, but then using these tools to maybe do the pre-research and all of the different ways how, again, you can encourage the usage, but then having guardrails, how much could be used? Is it does it need to be mentioned somehow? Or, there are different ways. Of course, they have to already right now change things in their classrooms. But of course, the educational landscape, I am really fascinated to see how truly the educational landscape will change.
Right. And for me, the reason I would want to send my kids to university would purely be because I want them to show on paper that they worked hard to get be able to be hired. They got A's in their grades. But when it comes to practical, I don't know. I'm actually starting to question whether there's actual practical. I'm sure there is.
It's but a network also.
Network
right?
also, 100%. You meet lots of people in university. But the motivation would actually be like, you just have to show something on paper. Just show something on paper that you are a hard worker, you are an A-star student, and you don't need to, make this your life. Make this your life goal to be. Getting an A is going to lead to this job or whatever. Just have something on paper as your personal brand so that they can have something to look at you when they see your CV.
Yes. It's also, we had a neuroscientist on our podcast, and he was speaking how much it comes into need in the upcoming years, the capability of a person to interact with the human, the teamwork, all of these elements that we learn in university,
so true.
That it's nevertheless, we have to have these soft skills developed. Of course, the critical mind activated when we have so much AI generated content out there. It's over 50% of the content on the internet are already AI generated, and this becomes bigger and bigger over the years, right? So you have to have your critical mind activated. You have to have, in the work environment, it's not only anymore that, okay, this is your skill and, you're hired because of that. It's more that what are the social skills that you have? What kind of a network? What you have done previously in different networks? The kind of interdisciplinary understanding of things.
But then, this could be a challenge to what you're saying here about physical interaction versus using ChatGPT 4. And you can modify your ChatGPT 4 assistant, the voice, the way they speak, how fast they speak, and you can even learn a new language with them by literally speaking to them. I think you may have seen some videos, some funny comedy videos, but they're still real, that a girl was using it and making the voice sound like a very sexy, manly voice, dominant and a bit sexual, but still learning a new language at the same time. And every time she would repeat the phrase, because it's a new language, he would compliment her, saying, "Well done. You're amazing," or something. You got it. You got this.
Yes.
And it's like a motivation, and it's just a voice, that you probably created and modified. And there's no person in the room. It's just ChatGPT.
Yes.
That could challenge this and be like, I don't need people. I got ChatGPT. It's COVID friendly. I don't need to touch anybody.
And of course, it has also those different data points about you. It's not only the voice that he or she or it speaks you with.
Yes.
It's actually all of the different nuances that it could bring to you as making exactly hyper-personalized.
Wow.
That makes you feel like, oh, I'm actually being seen so deeply.
Yeah.
And then the codependency, and then how the psyche, influences.
Have you seen the movie Her?
Yes. I think I bring that out in the AI trainings that I do. I'm showcasing a video, and I think it was like 5 years ago when I saw the movie, and I was like, oh, this is so far ahead, And now we actually have these
something
character
similar.
AIs is the number 2 application on the internet from the LLM space, right? And it's so common to have a AI companion. Right, and took 5 years because in my head I was like, oh, it's gonna be 10 years, something like that. But it's here. It's already here.
It's here. Oh my God.
Yes.
Crazy. For me, one of the use cases I see with AI bots, though I was thinking this, but I have my limitations on this, is an AI bot being able to trade and make trades on my behalf on the market.
Yes.
But here's the counter to this. If everyone is using an AI bot, then, there can only be a buy and sell. So my AI bot trading your AI bot, is that practical? Is that sustainable long-term? Can that actually work?
I mean, there are many bots out there, but I'm maybe expanding your understanding even further. What's already out there on the market, there are AI agents. So it goes beyond a simple bot that has certain rules. AI agents are more autonomous, able to understand different data points and make decisions.
And then make decisions based on them.
You only give them a goal, and then they
do it.
Whatever is the,
That's definitely cheating and manipulating the market.
Yeah, it can. Because also on X, I recently saw an AI agent that launched its own token, has interaction 24/7 with the community, right? Because 2025 will be the year of AI agents. So it will become more and more in trend, and we will see how this plays out on the markets as well as, again, on the society level, right?
Right. Now, coming back to your career as a teacher, are you at all concerned that an AI assistant could take over your teaching? I mean, an AI could teach AI to others, and millions, and even you said 10,000, but this could be at million level. Are you at all concerned about this?
I am absolutely not concerned. It's more that really I feel the element of the uniqueness of a human soul and bringing that out in different ways. I cannot think.
You say that now.
I'm saying that now. Maybe like next year when we do a podcast, I'm like, I needed to think of a different career, But it's already like common question that I get because I am here in Dubai, but we're still doing the podcast, and I'm there in the studio where people are on site. I'm with the screen, and there's like me speaking, and people are like, "Is it already your AI avatar?" Maybe it could be the next, changed to an AI avatar. It could be done like that. But I still think even if your voice or your likeness or the way you are could be scaled, there is still many ways how you, again, can do this in a smart, intelligent way in companion with these systems, right? And I don't think, I'm not worried about that.
No worry about it.
No. It's just more, actually, to be frankly honest, I have had these ideas of being able to launch a TV show where
a digital twin of you?
Yes,
no? Oh.
Yes, digital twin, and then having these interactions with different AI experts from around the world who are also generated as avatars, and having those interactions and bringing that element of how AI systems would come about and create something like that. Because of course we are using those systems a lot for idea generations and of course we are already on that level where an avatar could be built within 2 minutes of sitting behind the laptop uploading your videos of yourself speaking, and then the model learning to mimic you, and then you being able to have your avatar in like minutes.
I know.
And it's, of course, there is a lot of, like, I could go into lawsuits that have been happening throughout this whole year, the different problems that come with it. But it's technology itself is a neutral thing, right? The way it's being used, that's now where the responsibility lies to the people who are using that. And still, nevertheless, I'm always saying that although I'm an optimist in terms of in the AI space, I do have that pessimist hat that I bring on when needed, especially when I speak with organizations. But the more awareness you have about the different possibilities out there, what already the tools can do, the more safer you are, because then you develop understanding how, for example, like an AI avatar speaking with you, how can you notice that this is AI generated content, right? So I speak a lot about raising the awareness and understanding what's already happening and bringing that to the people just to educate.
Now, what you just said there about making sure that I'm speaking to a human, not a bot. WorldCoin, you've heard of WorldCoin? WorldCoin?
Yes.
Yeah? The iris, scan the iris, and then it takes your data, encrypts it, and then it just stores it that you are an actual human because you had that initial interaction. A certificate will be created.
On the smart.
Now, I'm just curious. This has been a good practical use case for a scenario like what you just mentioned. How can I be sure that I'm interacting with a human? What are your thoughts about this? Would you want to scan your iris, give your iris data to an organization so that they can authenticate and prove that you are a human? I put you on the spot there, didn't I?
I asked a similar question from the neuroscientist that we had on our podcast, and I asked if he would put the smart link. Was it smart link from
Neuralink.
Neuralink? Sorry, yes, underneath the skin, and kind of see how that could influence him, and and he was like, no. As a scientist, I would say no. Maybe when I'm close to death that I will try this, but it doesn't. It has not yet had enough trial and error, and to see how it actually influences. So maybe I will answer your question with a similar thing. Like I would rather, although I'm an early adapter usually when it comes to technology, but I would be like, okay, let's observe.
Let's gather data first.
Exactly. I think that would be more of my approach.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you as well, because I still don't know what they do with the data, and it's your data, the property. Yes. Once you sign that away, I don't know what they do with it. They can say they encrypt it, but it's just much more safer to not do it, in my opinion.
Yes.
But then again, how will you counter are you a bot and not a bot? And this still remains an open case. An open issue. I still will not be able to tell if I'm interacting over a screen where it's now indistinguishable between what is real and what is fake. Better to stay off the screen. If I'd rather just meet in person,
Live under a rock, no problem.
Live under a rock, yeah. Oh.
No, but actually, I mean, of course, European Union and on a larger scale, companies, nations are thinking of ways how to standardize the industry, to have watermarks on the content that is being produced, or you as an organization needing to state what kind of AI systems are you using with the interactions that you have with your clients, right? So there is, of course, a lot of work, and it comes from the trial and error that we have seen in the law cases that we have had. There are many, many risks where, for example, like millions of dollars are being exchanged between companies, and then it comes out that there were AI avatars on the other side, confirming some big deals. And it's just, I think, matter of time where we see more and more ways how how nations and organizations are thinking on ways how to make this environment safer for all of us.
Safe for everybody.
Yes, and it's...
Let's breathe in and breathe out.
It's all going to be fine.
As we wrap up this podcast, what are your hopes for the future of AI? What role do you envision yourself playing in this future?
Ooh, yeah. I think one thing, of course, when we talk about 2025, it's kind of everywhere that it's going to be AI, the time of AI agents. And we already see that in the end of 2024. But playing that out in different industries, I'm fascinated how different industries going to be changed through these developments. But I think me kind of working closely still with the Estonian community and being in UAE, there is a little bit of this wish of wanting to play a bridge between those two nations, right? To have that knowledge exchange and to bring on a collective level the learnings and the learnings for both sides. Maybe that's one where I want to position myself. And I think I still I love people. So I think I will find ways to create value in my unique way, and how it's going to be. Currently, it's through membership platform, through podcasts, and, talking about these things. But who knows? In 1 year, I might come across a problem that I see, and I'll be like, this is my, challenge that I take on to bring value on a larger scale. So I think I started off my journey doing the academic course and then interacting with a lot of companies in Estonia and mapping out the needs. But I think over the years now, I will develop the internal kind of compass to understand where do I actually want to create value.
I'll add something. Be careful what you wish for, because I've been speaking to some mothers already who have kids and everything.
Yes.
Their kids are using ChatGPT as an argument to explain why they should go out with their friends and come back late. And it's actually strong arguments to say that, I'm networking, or I'm here to bridge new connections with people who could potentially hire me. They're already kids using our AI against their own parents.
Yes. And I actually...
No, that's it.
No, because I do believe, and that's actually something that you bring up now, I truly think about kids and the parents.
The relationship between parents and kids could be affected by AI in a negative way.
Yes, in a negative way. But also, I believe that any parent out there should be thinking about the leadership skills of kind of giving this knowledge or also having open discussions of, because we have to teach the children there are hallucinations in these systems, there are bias, all of these different terms that they wouldn't even think of, right? But us as parents have that, not yet parent, but I know that this will be something that I really want to give forward to the children of mine, right?
We don't have a solution yet.
See? But it's still related to awareness, right? And being able to be open about the different problems that we also have, right? If you have your child coming to you like, nah, I don't want to go outside, I just want to spend time with my AI companion, right?
Yeah.
Then what are other parents doing, and what could be the, strategic ways to influence in a good way, and but there has to be conversation around that. So I don't know, maybe 1 year from now I would be in this conversation more often, where I am speaking more about the children, the younger generation that are coming and will not know the life before AI, because they're growing up with AI. They're growing up with iPads, interactions with screens, and the screens becoming more, expanding their capabilities of,
don't forget the Vision Pro, which we didn't grow up with.
Yes, humanoid robots, all of these things that, Elon Musk has talked about, like 2025, they will be having them in the factories. 2026, they will be having them on the market with 20 to 30K, right? maybe it will be a common thing to have a humanoid robot.
in the home.
Yes. So again, many conversations needed to be happened, risk needed to be managed. Yeah. So there's a lot to be.
And then future forward to iRobot.
Yes.
Okay. Make sure we called it first. We called it first in the Traders Brawl podcast.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God, Sandra, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
This is a very insightful conversation about both the dangers and the practical use cases of AI that I think the audience should be aware of.
True.
So I want to say before we finish off, for the audience who may wish to get in contact with you, where can they find more information about you, your website, or anything that you would like to share?
Yes, I think LinkedIn would be the best, the easiest. By my name, just reach out to me. Of course, there I have the podcast, I have that, but it's all in Estonian. It's kind of like an elf language, so it's hard to...
You've got ChatGPT to translate.
But of course, I'm producing much more content now in English as well.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah, so LinkedIn.
Awesome. So thank you so much for your time. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you found this insightful. We'll leave all the links in the description so you can check out Sandra's profile, LinkedIn profile. If you're interested in AI and learning about her educational courses, please reach out to her on LinkedIn. Again, thank you again. I'm Adel, the host, and I will see you next time. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Let's go.
Web3.tv